Hey guys, it's Jake with US Speedo here. We got Tim in the driver's seat. Today we're going to show you guys how to remove an instrument cluster out of a 2011 to 2017 Jeep Wrangler. The first step here is going to be to remove the kick plate. Remove the window switch from the dash bezel and unclip the wiring harness on the back to completely remove it from the dash. Remove the rubber tray from the dash compartment. Remove the 4 7mm screws that hold the dash bezel in. There's one on each side of the steering column, one behind the window switch, and one underneath the rubber tray on top of the dash bezel. Remove the dash bezel from the vehicle. Remove the 4 7mm screws that hold the cluster into place. Unclip each wiring harness from the back of the instrument cluster, and you are ready to take your cluster inside to begin the gauge face installation. Now that you have your instrument cluster on the workbench, the first step is to remove the lens cover. You want to be careful with the Wrangler because these tabs are really easy to break. I like to start in the corner, so I'll show you guys. Get these two tabs out first is what I found to be easiest. So I can pop these two tabs here, and then you can kind of work on the rest of them like so. Once you get the bottom portion of the lens, you can then pop the black tabs out of here, one on each side of the cluster. And there are 4 more on top that need to come out. Try to keep this in the camera as best I can for you guys. And there's the removal of the lens. Lightly rotate each needle to the lowest position on each gauge and mark that position. On the Wrangler here, the tach and the speedo are on 0, and the temp and the gas gauge are just slightly below the 0 mark there. At the lowest position, press straight down on the needle to break it free. Rotate it counterclockwise, simultaneously pulling straight up to remove it from the stepper motor. Sometimes when you remove the needles, you will pull the stem out of the stepper motor, and it will look like this. The stem will get stuck inside the needle. If this happens, if you're capable of soldering and repairing the circuit board, we can send you a stepper motor, or you can ship it in and we can take care of that issue for you. Remove your OEM overlay and replace it with your new US Speedo gauge face. You want to make sure that you save these light retaining rings because they hold the gauge face on and allow the right illumination for the needles. If you purchase a stainless steel kit, be sure to put on the nylon gloves that come with it before handling the gauge face to prevent fingerprints. If you do get fingerprints on the gauge face, use a small amount of isopropyl alcohol and a microfiber rag to clean them off. Press and rotate the needles onto the stepper motor, rotating them counterclockwise until reaching the lowest position marked on the OEM overlay. Like I said before, the speedo and the tach are at the 0 point, and the temperature and the fuel gauge are just below 0. Once you have these on there, you can plug it into the vehicle and test to make sure that your needle sets are correct. However, if there is some that are incorrect, do not make any adjustments with power. Make sure you unplug the cluster first. Carefully clip the lens cover back onto the instrument cluster. And now you're ready to install it into your vehicle.
U.S. made, U.S. proud, U.S. Speedo.